Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. Tracking your ground marketing success. Now, here in this episode, we're going to show you the tools and metrics to measure with what's working and what is wasting time. Why this matters. If you're not tracking it, you're guessing, and guessing is expensive. Many practice owners put in the effort with the raffles, giveaways, flyers, screenings, sponsorships, events, lunch and learns, but they don't know what's driving actual ROI. So ground marketing is not just community exposure, it's a lead generation system. But without tracking, it's like filling a leaky bucket and hoping for the best. So we're going to cover that right now, okay? The psychology of tracking is what we're going to dive into right now. And tracking isn't about being data obsessed. It's about three things. One, identifying momentum so you can pour fuel on the fire. Two, spotting drop-offs so you can course correct quickly. And three, knowing which relationships, events, or scripts are converting so you train your team accordingly. You always want to continue to capitalize on what is converting. Now, what to track? The 5 ground marketing metrics that make or break your ROI. And this is what they are. Number 1 is leads captured. 2, appointments booked on site. 3, appointments kept. That means the show rate. 4, conversion to treatment. And 5, cost per acquisition, or CPA. Now, the first one, leads captured, what it tells you and why it matters. This is your interest spark metric. If this number is low, your offer, your script, or location is not connecting. It reveals how well your presence is stopping people in their tracks and prompting action. So I like to call this the interest spark metric, okay? Leads captured. And tools you can utilize for this are digital forms, right? Like Typeform, Jotform. You can use Google Sheets. You can use CallRail, right? I'll show you a little bit more about CallRail and how to utilize it, especially for those who are starting to utilize it now. I know you're seeing amazing results. You've told me about it. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about it more and how you can utilize it for ground marketing. 2 would be appointments booked on site. Now, what it tells you and why it matters, this shows real-time persuasion power. How well did your team convert attention into commitment on the spot? A high number here equals strong script plus trust built instantly. Now, tools for this are instant booking platforms, right? So it can be your practice management software, LocalMed, Weave, NextHealth, things like that. Or just like a book now QR code too as well. Some people, I know when I was ground marketing not that long ago, I would just call the front office and say, hey, this person wants to come in this date, this time. Can we book them right now? Those are the tools you can use, right? 3 is appointments kept show rate. What it tells you why it matters. This is the trust checkpoint. Bookings are one thing. Showing up proves your message stuck. A low show rate means you're either too forgettable or failed to follow up. More than likely, it's the second one. So tools to track this is your practice management system, right? Or your third-party software that you utilize, which could be specific thing like Yappy, NextHealth, so forth. 4 is conversion to treatment. What it tells you why it matters. This is the true litmus test of ROI. Not just, hey, did they show? But did they say yes and pay? If this is low, your team may lack closing skills or urgency in treatment acceptance. And a good tool for this is a practice analytics software, right? Dental Intel, Jarvis, things like that. Or you can just manually track it, right? New patient conversion spreadsheet. Create one of those. And number 5 is the CPA, cost per acquisition. What it tells you why it matters. It's the ultimate profit clarity metric. How much are you spending per actual new patient? Not per lead. This includes time, materials, team hours, and even possibly booth fees, right? Or event fees. A tool for this to track it would be whatever you utilize, your practice management software to track also clock in, clock out for team members, Gusto, Toggle, Clockify, Google Sheets, QuickBooks, and so forth. You want to check your cost per acquisition. So those are the 5 metrics you want to track with ground marketing that will make or break your ROI, okay? Bonus tips that make this work: color code your metrics in Google Sheets if you're using Google Sheets, right? Red is urgent fix, yellow and needs attention, and green is strong. This way your team knows it and they can respond at a glance. Cross-check weekly trends, right? Did leads go up but bookings stayed flat? Your script might need testing. Did show rates drop? Your follow-up process likely needs tightening or sharpening. And then 3, host a 15-minute metrics huddle. Do this weekly with your team to course correct fast. Okay, the more you prolong this, the more you're going to forget, it's going to drop off and so forth. So make sure you do that. Now, let's discuss the tech stack, or what you can utilize for this. This is the bulletproof system for tracking ground marketing ROI. If it's not tracked, it didn't happen. A high-performing practice doesn't guess, they measure. So what I'm about to say is a battle-tested tech stack designed to simplify, automate, and scale your ground marketing results, okay? So the tools you want to utilize for lead capturing from stranger to system in 30 seconds, right? Meaning, hey, I met you, cool, now you're a scheduled person or you're in the system, it takes 30 seconds or less. Tools you can utilize is iPad or Jotform, also QR codes on flyers, posters, booth. You can also utilize CallRail. It's dynamic tracking, CRM integration as well, right? Like Yappy, even outside dentists, right? Like MailChimp and stuff like that. You can utilize Active Campaign, but if not, you can use your practice management software. Most practice management softwares like CareStack, Oryx, they already have a lot of this integrated minus the dynamic tracking. The tool you can use is an iPad or Jotform, right? And then why it works, you can use a custom form with these fields: name, phone, email, event location, service interested in, and any internal notes, right? You can utilize that on there instead of just having a sign-up sheet. Personally, me, sometimes I just use a sign-up sheet. It's the quickest thing right then and there. And then I'll write it down, or I have them write down their information. Let's just say at an event, multiple people are talking to me, or I'm hearing something else and then they're talking and I write down the wrong number, or I write down a wrong number in the phone number, or a wrong letter in the email, which honestly, I never try to get emails. It's just numbers, right? It's embarrassing, but it's happened multiple times. So sometimes I will just let them have it. And I'm like, hey, you just put your name and number down. They'll write their name and number down. And then I fill out the rest, the notes and stuff like that. You can do that, iPad or whatever, right? You can also have QR codes on the booths or the banners and things like that, and just create a scannable path to the form that you want them to fill out, right? With the trackable link. Meaning like they're utilizing this link. Look, 50 people clicked this link. That means there was interest. This banner is making it happen. Let's continue to use this banner in other events, as opposed to, hey, nobody clicked the QR code. What can we adjust in the banner so people can start clicking it? What messaging can we adjust? That helps out a lot. If you're utilizing a QR code on a flyer or poster or a booth banner. CallRail. Now, CallRail is a little bit unique. Let me show you what I mean on how CallRail can help out. You stop guessing, start tracking. CallRail makes your ground marketing work smarter. So let's just say you're handing out flyers, you're sponsoring events, you're at events, you're dropping off sign-up sheets, business cards, but which one actually made the phone ring? CallRail shows you exactly what's working and what's wasting your time. So if you plug CallRail into your ground marketing or just your marketing in general, it's incredibly simple and it can be done in 3 simple steps. And I know right now, since they do sponsor the podcast, they're giving you like a 14-day free assessment. That means they're going to look into all the opportunities for the next 14 days and say, okay, this is what was missing. This is the opportunities that were leaked. This is what your front office is saying. They're going to show you the exact things that your front office is saying. Keywords to highlight, like everybody's calling in about veneers, about this specific anxiety or this pain or Invisalign. Maybe you should start creating more of a campaign on Invisalign or something like that. Anyways, they're going to do all that whenever you want to start that 14-day free assessment. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes below, but CallRail can help in 3 easy steps. Step 1, you assign a unique CallRail phone number to every campaign, right? So let's just say you're doing farmers market, you're doing gyms, you're doing HR, you're doing an HR wellness event, corporate event, you're doing a PTA one. Then you assign specific things for that, right? Specific numbers. Now, when someone calls CallRail, CallRail logs it, records it, and attributes it to the campaign. And it kind of looks like this, right? It'll say, hey, there's a date, there's this many leads, this many appointments were booked, this is how many calls happened for that specific farmer's market, this was the show rate, this was the treatment accepted, this was the revenue and the CPA, right? But what's more cool is that CallRail automates the follow-up and insights, right? It's not just a tracker, it's your behind-the-scenes sales assistant. If you miss a call, they'll text back immediately. Actually now, even better, they have voice assist. You never miss a call. It's an AI voice assist. They learn your practice, they learn your tone, they learn everything, and then it just follows up. The AI answers the phone for you. But just in case, it also does text back. Hey, sorry, we missed your call. This is the practice. How can we help? Right? It has call recording and coaching tools. So you can use real call recordings to train your team. You can listen to how specific messages were answered or calls were answered from ground marketing events. Keyword spotting, like I said, right? It tags calls with words like flyers or free whitening or Invisalign, whatever you want it to spot. And then it has attribution reports and ROI clarity. So you can see which calls led to appointments, what treatments was accepted, which campaigns gave the best return, what didn't, and so forth. And then from that point on, you also have much more with their bonuses. They have conversation intelligence. So CallRail doesn't just record calls, it analyzes them automatically using AI. And that's the cool thing. I love this because it transcribes every call, highlights key moments, and spots when patients mention specific services or events that you went through with ground marketing and so forth. So this is going to help you hone in. This kind of covers that blanket. A lot of the times we tend to go out and just hand out flyers and then we say, hey, it felt good. Now this will actually prove, did it do good? Not just because it felt good. So let's just say you go to Smoothie King, you go to all these other places, you drop off flyers, you leave up sign-up sheets. You're like, hey, by the way, if you need a good dentist, we're here. They call. Hey, yeah, I needed a dentist, right? Maybe you say, hey, how'd you find us? They'll say, oh, I was looking you guys up. But in reality, they found you from there. They saw that flyer there. But then they looked you up on social media, on the internet, your website. Then obviously that's why they say the internet, right? But really it's sparked from where? Where they found you in the initial spot, the Smoothie King or whatever, or the event. So this is where it covers it. And now oh snaps, I can continue to capitalize in that location, in that specific spot. And it's free. You can continue to ground market to these locations and it's doing great stuff. Or it can do the opposite. Let's just say you continue to ground market at a LA Fitness, you're doing the events and everything like that. You see that 50 people sign up. You're like, oh, snap, this is great. But everybody that signs up, they're just calling for the free whitening. They're calling for the free whitening and they no show, they never show up. But in your mind, you're thinking, wow, this event is popping. We always get leads. But really, those leads aren't doing anything. In fact, they don't even care about the free whitening. It looks like through their call, they're asking about something else, but the front office is dropping the ball when it comes to maybe, do you take my insurance? Do you take my insurance? Do you take my insurance? And everybody in the LA Fitness is asking that. And then the front office is like, no, we don't, or whatever, right? And you see that they're dropping the ball. So two things you're noticing. Oh, snap, we need a better response for that question. And now the first thing you're also noticing is, oh, snap, maybe we need to change the incentive, or maybe we should just stop going to LA Fitness because we're wasting energy and time. And really, it's just vanity metrics. It's looking nice, but there's no conversions. So CallRail does that. It fixes all that, puts it in a beautiful format, and it says, boom, this is what's happening. So it has that feature conversation intelligence, convert assist, right? Does it for you. It scores the call and it tells you if it was a new patient, current patient, an opportunity, a no opportunity like a vendor and so forth. So some phone calls, right, are just stupid calls that don't even need to be answered. CallRail highlights that. It also has dynamic form tracking, full funnel call tracking. That means it goes further. It lets you know what ad or flyer drove the call, which staff member answered, what was said, whether the patient booked or not, and so forth. And so anyways, I can continue to go on and on and on about CallRail. It's fantastic. More and more of you listeners are utilizing it, and it makes me happy to see the results that you're seeing from utilizing it. I know in the course, we're going to put a CallRail quick start kit for ground marketing and dental practices because more members are utilizing CallRail. I mean, it's saving you a ton of money, but at the same time, you're able to hyper focus on events and marketing mediums that really matter, that are tripling, right, your growth, or tripling new patients. So that's CallRail dynamic tracking. You can utilize that tech in your ground marketing efforts to track the analytics in your ground marketing. And then you can also use CRM integration, right? Like NextHealth, Yappy, MailChimp, things like that. Now, real quick, last thing I'm going to say about CallRail, if you want to check them out or you want that free assessment for 14 days where they can literally go into your practice, check out everything that's being missed, what you can capitalize, what's being said, all that stuff, and then present it to you. It's 14 days for free. I'm going to put a link in the show notes below. Go ahead and check it out. I mean, you literally have nothing to lose. They might come back and say, hey, everything's fantastic and great. That's it. Beautiful. Or they might come back and say, hey, this is what's missing. This is what front office is saying, and so forth. And you can do what you want with that information. You can continue to utilize CallRail, not at all, whatever, right? But it's just good insight, especially if you're ground marketing. So that's going to be in the show notes below if you want to check CallRail out. So that's what you want to do when it comes to the tech stack. Just have your iPad or sign up sheet, QR codes if you're using QR codes on flyers, posts, and booths. You can utilize dynamic tracking like CallRail that covers all of this. Or you can also utilize a CRM integration like the Next Health, or a lot of the times your practice management software has that as well. If you want all the strategies, everything that revolves around ground marketing, you want to learn how to get into apartments, corporations, senior homes, daycare, schools, restaurants, hotels, spas, gyms, every single location you can think of, and we continue to add into it, by the way, this course, then definitely join the ground marketing course. I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes below. You can go ahead and check it out, see everything that you can learn, gain, and at the same time, how it can improve your practice and your life. Not only will you attract new patients immediately, but also you'll be known as the go-to practice in your community. But if you want to learn all that, go in the show notes below, click on the first link in the show notes below. It's the ground marketing course. Go ahead and join it, and I look forward to seeing you in there. Now, appointment tracking, knowing what's working at a glance. You want to, in your practice management software, use custom source tags. So with ground marketing, I always put GM. If it was a school visit, I'll put GM school visit. If I'm doing multiple schools, I'll put the school name and elementary or whatever, right? So GM school visit, GM farmers market, GM Amazon HR drop off, so forth, right? This gives you exact attribution for each appointment. Now, weekly metric huddles. Do this every Friday. Review it. Which ground marketing sources led to appointments, which converted to treatment, which didn't show, and why. Then have a visual board. Build a live dashboard in Google Data Studio or Airtable or wherever, right? Or your practice management software to see appointment sources plus lead conversion in real time. Assign team ownership to each source. So that means whoever's involved, and normally a lot of the times there's part-time ground marketers or full-time ground marketers, or maybe there's a team member who is dedicated to doing the ground marketing or taking the lead in it. They would be the ones to assign the ownership to this, right? You want them to have the ownership in this and do the follow-ups and stuff like that. This creates accountability. Don't ever have it to where, hey, this is the appointments that are all here, the leads and everything, and then it's up to the front office, whoever can do it, kind of a thing. No, always make sure there's someone accountable for the appointment sources, the lead conversions, and also the follow-ups. Now, please listen to the Art of the Follow-Up episode. I believe it might be the episode before this one, but it's all about nailing the follow-up. That is key to when it comes to a lot of this success in ground marketing, following up, okay? And then team time tracking. You want to measure every minute. In the ground marketing course, we do tell you exactly how to incentivize your team members, if they're part-time, full-time, if they're just doing it on the weekends or whenever you want them to do it. We tell you exactly how to do it, how to pay them, how to incentivize them, how to track it, and so forth, and what not to track, and all that stuff. And even the event cost breakdown, if you ever do have to pay for an event or anything like that. As you know me, I'm very big on not paying for any events, but sometimes the once-a-year event, that's fantastic. You may have to reach in there and pay for it, right? Like I said, in the ground marketing course, it's all broken down exactly on how to do all that if you have a team member doing that. But you can utilize tools, right? Like your practice management software or Clockify or Toggle. And you just want to create a shared workspace with categories like event prep, travel time, booth time, follow-up time, right? And then the event cost breakdown, combine time logs plus hourly pay plus materials to calculate total event costs, cost per lead, cost per showed appointment. And use the data to incentivize your team if you can. So that's what we're going to have to utilize with that. And here's some deep insight. Ground marketing is a feedback loop. The real win is not just patient acquisition, but market intelligence. By tracking your efforts, you can see which community partnerships deliver repeatable ROI. You can identify which scripts convert best for training, find which types of events are high quantity versus high quality, and know if your giveaway, the whitening and so forth, is converting or just grabbing attention. Okay, so this tracking literally divides the feel good from doing good in your practice, right? A lot of the stuff we do will feel good. Oh man, that was awesome. That was a great conversation. That was this and that. But did it lead to cheeks and seats? Did it lead to what you wanted it to lead to? Profit. That's the do good. That's what tracking does, okay? And in the ground marketing course, I'm going to have an ROI tracker sample sheet. It's a plug and play. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can check here and see exactly how it looks. Here's the ground marketing ROI tracker. It's in the ground marketing course as well. But farmers market, you can see the dates, leads collected, appointments booked, the show rate, treatments accepted, revenue generated, total time invested, cost per acquisition, insights and notes, right? So for example, it was high volume plus great ROI. Scale this with a better booth location. Maybe the booth location wasn't that good. I like to put referrals generated and Google reviews captured because guess what? I'm still trying to get Google reviews even at these events or from the person at the event. So maybe they did come by, they got the incentive, they became a new patient, and now let's try and squeeze a little bit more out, right? So we squeeze out referrals from them or we squeeze out reviews. And obviously that's more beautiful, right? So I try to track that as well. This you can just copy and paste. If you're in the ground marketing course, boom, and then create your own from this. This is going to be all found in the ground marketing course. And a tracker is important because it tells you appointments booked equals success. Show rate is your trust score, right? A low show rate usually means poor value communication or weak follow-up or an unclear offer. So they'll let you know about that. And then CPA is king, right? Cost per acquisition tells you the real price you're paying for each paying patient. So use that. And then we also do have in the ground marketing course, the ground marketing optimization framework. And then we have the logbook in there as well. And so that is going to be found all in the ground marketing course where it tells you the 5-step micro test method, meaning 1, hypothesis, what do we believe will happen? This is what I tell every single ground marketer at an event. Okay, number 1, what do we believe is going to happen and write it down? It forces the team to focus on intentional action, not just showing up and hoping it clicks. Take hoping out of this. Here's an example. If we give HR managers a team wellness kit with a branded gift, then they'll display our flyer because it makes them look good to the staff, right? Or if we display a prize wheel at the booth, then more parents will stop and interact because it's fun for the kids. Hypothesis. That's what we believe will happen. It has to look like that. Number 2 is variable to test. So what's the X factor? Choose one thing to test per event. This keeps your data clean and the takeaway clear. So maybe it's your script, tone, phrasing, call to action. It's your giveaway, raffle. It's your visuals, signage, QR placement. It's your offer, free whitening and new patient special or whatever. Rotate one variable at a time. Don't change the script and the GIF in the same test or you won't know which worked. One variable at a time. You'll sharpen it, and then you will have a bulletproof system every time you're ground marketing. The perfect offer, the perfect incentive, the perfect booth. It's right for you and it won't fail. So continue to sharpen it like that. 3 is data captured, right? How will we measure it? Like I told you, at minimum, track event location and date, leads captured, appointments booked, show rate, treatment acceptance, revenue generated, and if you want referrals or reviews generated. And then always type notes down on reactions, objections, or common questions. 4 would be results review. What did we learn? Always host a 10-minute post-event debrief. It can be the same day or the next morning. I like to do it the same day. This is gold. Do not skip this. Try to keep it 10 minutes. It can go for an hour, but if it goes for an hour, the next time you do it, your team will be like, oh, I got to be here another hour. Remember, they're using their energy as much as possible at these events. So try to keep it 10 minutes. And you want to ask these questions, 5 of them. Did our hypothesis play out? Did what we say was going to happen? What surprised us? What objections came up? Which part of the pitch felt smooth versus clunky? Was the crowd cold, warm, or hot? And you can record short voice memos or videos on site to capture real reactions and energy to review later as well. That helps a lot. And then 5, decision time. Repeat, refine, and replace. So based on the results, you want to repeat. If the hypothesis was validated and the ROI was strong, repeat it. Refine. If the results were decent, but something fell off, great leads, but it was a low show rate, refine. And then replace. If you completely missed the mark, document why, and then shift the approach. Keep all of this in the ground marketing experiment logbook with past experiments, what worked, what failed, notes on how the audience responded. This ground marketing optimization logbook is in the ground marketing course. Tells you exactly what to do. All you got to do is copy and paste and put it on your Excel sheet or Google sheet or wherever. And it will become the proven playbook for every single ground marketing event. And actually every single time you walk out, this will become the thing that every single team member can look at, every new team member can look at and say, boom, this is what I got to do. Cool. Awesome. Got it. And it will not fail because you continue to sharpen it. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. And that's how you optimize your ground marketing. So don't just do ground marketing, optimize it. When your team becomes experimenters, you stop wasting time and start printing predictable wins. That's what you want, predictable wins. Ground marketing isn't a guessing game. It's live feedback that tells you exactly how your community sees you. When tracked properly, your ground marketing strategy becomes smarter every week. What starts as community outreach quickly turns into predictable patient acquisition system. All right, this was a lot to load. I'm so happy that we got this done. Make sure you track it. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. The call rel information is going to be in the show notes below as well. And also, please, if you would like to learn about this, learn about more strategies, know the exact scripts that work, that have already been optimized to the max, they just need your tone to it. If you would like the strategies, all that, corporations, gyms, senior homes, apartments, coffee shops, you want to learn how to get into these businesses, track those patients. But at the same time, if you want to see all the work that we've given you, the logbook, the optimization logbook, the ground marketing tracker, and so much more, then go ahead and join the ground marketing course. There's going to be a link in the show notes below, and I'd love to see you in there. So in our next episode, we're going to be discussing optimizing your marketing materials. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.